That morning, the sky was overcast from the very beginning. I was only 19 then. I didn't really have any clear goals in life, only a chest full of doubt and uncertainty. Mia, my childhood best friend, had moved far away, across 3 states about 6 months ago. I was supposed to visit her, but that morning, it felt as though the whole of nature had conspired against me. Firstly, my phone alarm never went off. By the time I woke up, the time to catch the bus was already gone. I grabbed my bag somehow and looked for a taxi, but there were no cars on the road because of the rain. It felt as though someone inside me was repeating over and over, "Don't go, Ariane. Today isn't meant for you." By the time I reached the airport, the final call for my flight was being announced. I rushed frantically through security and stood before the gate. I was sweating, my heart pounding. For a moment, standing in front of the gate, I thought of tearing up the ticket and going back home. It felt as though the universe was putting up obstacles, but for some reason, stubbornness took over. I made the first big decision of my life. I would go. I boarded the plane and found my seat. A window seat, 23A. The seat beside me, 23B, was still empty. I breathed a sigh of relief, thinking I would be able to sleep peacefully for the whole journey. Shortly after takeoff, when we had entered the realm of clouds, the atmosphere around us grew strangely calm. I closed my eyes and thought of Mia. And right then, I saw that man. I hadn't even noticed when he had come and settled into seat 23B next to me. A middle-aged man wearing an old brown leather jacket. There was a serenity in his face, the likes of which one does not often see. He glanced at me and smiled slightly but said nothing. Exactly 15 minutes later, the horror began. At first, the plane shuddered slightly. We thought it was ordinary turbulence, but suddenly, with a deafening roar, the entire aircraft tilted sharply to the left. Oxygen masks came raining down from above. The cabin was filled with ear-splitting screams and panic. The air hostesses were trying to take their seats, but their faces made it evident that the situation was out of control. The captain's voice came over the intercom. His voice choked. He said, "We have lost one engine. Please assume the brace position. We are attempting an emergency landing. Commend your souls to God." I will never forget that moment. When death stands right before your eyes, all your bravery turns to dust. I was trembling. My hands and feet grew cold. I thought of my parents, of my unfinished dreams. I whispered to myself, why did I come? Why did I stubbornly board this flight? Right then, someone grasped my right hand firmly. It was the man from seat 23B. The touch of his hand was astonishingly warm. He said, "Look at me, Ariane. Do not be afraid. Close your eyes and take a deep breath with me." I looked into his calm eyes. How could this man remain so serene amidst this inferno? I closed my eyes as he instructed. He did not let go of my hand. The plane was in free fall then. We were plummeting downwards, pulled by gravity. My insides felt like they were turning upside down. But that man's voice echoed in my ears like a mantra. "Be still. Your story is not meant to end here. Remember, you still have much left to do." I do not know how long we remained like that. Suddenly, a tremendous jolt as the plane made contact with the ground. We had made an emergency landing on a small runway. The surroundings were filled with smoke, but we were alive. People were crying, embracing one another. I was still sitting in my seat, shaking. When I came to my senses moments later, I looked towards the seat beside me to thank him. The seat was empty. Seat 23B was completely vacant, as though no one had ever been there. After we disembarked, while waiting at the terminal, I asked a crew member, "Where's the man who was sitting next to me? I want to find him, his leather jacket." The woman looked at me in astonishment and said, "23B? Sir, that seat was empty today. There was no passenger in seat 23B on this flight. Here, look at the manifest." I could not believe my own eyes. The manifest clearly read, 23A, Ariane, 23B, empty. Was I hallucinating then? But the warmth of that hand, the scent of that leather jacket, all of that had been real. A few weeks after returning home, I was cleaning my backpack. Suddenly, from a zip compartment I never use, a small piece of paper slipped out. Just a few words written by hand. "Your story is not meant to end here. Go. Live your life to the fullest." 10 years have passed since that day.